Okay, workout today is called Change Challenge. Not really sure where that comes from, but that's what it's called. You're going to do 3 rounds for time, 9 snatches, and we'll go over the variations for that, 15 burpees, again some variations, and then 21 Vsnaps, or if you have a bar or a rig to hang from, you can do leg raises, okay, or toast to bar variations. We have a 15-minute time cap, so we want to sort of aim for about 90 seconds for each movement. The snatches should be fairly heavy or difficult, so you're not just crushing the 9. You're sort of having to take your time and reset on each one, okay? Burpees, again, adjust that so we can sort of get it done in 90 seconds, whether it's making the movement a little easier or reducing the reps a little bit. And then same thing with your V-snap variations. We'll go over some options for that. Okay, so snatches, if you're using a barbell, options are from here doing muscle snatch. You can do a power snatch, so just landing a little bit of the knee, or you can do a full snatch. Okay, if you're doing a dumbbell, you're going to do 10, so you're doing 5 per side. So butt down, chest up, jump, land, punch that ceiling, and then switch either at the bottom or in the middle, like I did, and then other side. So you're going to do 5 per side. Again, it should be something that you have to take your time, focus, set up, and then go, okay, as far as weight or difficulty, okay? And maybe it's just thinking about a technique work for you. If your shoulders or something isn't feeling good overhead, you can also change this to dumbbells or barbell, but maybe you want to do cleans instead, so you do cleans just to the shoulders, all the same variations. You can do full squat or not, or even just change it to a heavy deadlift, okay, if that's what you're feeling today. Always that option, just standing up at the bar. With burpees, same option as we normally have. You can either come to a top end burpee, jump or step back. You can come all the way down to the ground, jump or step back. Or you can elevate this, okay? Stepping into your plank and jumping, or doing a push-up and jumping that way, okay? If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more today, feel free to, whatever you're using for your snatches, instead of jumping up, you're going to hop over that barbell, that dumbbell, or whatever, okay, as a option for today. For V-snaps, lots of different variations. We just want to do some sort of core movement, so I won't go over it, but obviously if you have a bar or a rig to hang from, you're going to do leg raises or toes to bar of some sort. You can keep them if you want. For V-snaps, your arms are going to be extended, your legs extended, and then it's just a variation of how bent or straight your knees are. Okay, so first option is to bring the knees in to the chest and reach for your heels. Okay, or you can sort of straighten your legs, reaching, or straighten and reach your toes. Okay, the focus here is to drive that lower back into the ground and then snap to your position, trying to keep your feet together so we're not like all over the place with our legs overhead or up over in the air. Okay, if you're just like, no, that's not my wheelhouse, or I don't feel like doing that today, we can do a leg lower. Okay, so bring your hands sort of on your lower back or your sacrum. You're going to start your legs straight or bent, but sort of in the air, keeping that lower back planted. You're just going to lower your legs and then back down. So we want to make sure if we can have legs straight and lower without our lower back coming off, great. If not, let's bend them and make it easier so that our lower back never disconnects from the ground. Or you can even change this into a sit-up. Okay, so maybe I want to do that today. Make sure your head or your shoulders touch the ground at the bottom, and then you're coming all the way up to your shoulders or in front of your hips. Do whatever you want with your legs. This is the variation that I like. If you want to make, maybe sit-ups are pretty easy for you, or maybe they're not. You can anchor your feet under something, okay, if you need a little assistance. Or to make it a little harder, we can take that swing of the hands out of it and just sort of make our core do a little bit more work by keeping our arms connected or in. Okay, so tons of variations there. Choose whatever makes sense for you. As far as warm-up, you're going to get on your machine or move in some fashion for 2 minutes. And then even if you're using a barbell today or a dumbbells for today, I want you to use a stick. We're going to start and do pass-throughs to start with. So finding a hand width that you can keep the elbows straight, but you get a gentle stretch of the chest and the shoulders. If whatever you're using, if it's narrow and it's really tight, just go sort of as far as you can so you feel a gentle stretch, and then come back. You don't have to go all the way around. But do about 10 to 15 of those. And then you're going to come down to the ground and do either a half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So half kneeling here, we're just going to squeeze our butt and tilt our pelvis till we feel a little gentle stretch to the front of the hip flexor, or maybe we feel it even down that quad. We're going to keep that position, core engaged, and then we're just going to sort of shift back and forth, so increasing that stretch and then backing off, okay? Or if you want a little bit more stretch, especially through that quad, we can put that back leg or that back toe onto a wall or a bench or a chair. Same thing, we still want to squeeze and tilt that pelvis and then move gently from there. It's not much of a movement, but what we don't want to do is do this and then start arching our back and do that, because then we're releasing that stretch, okay? So I'd rather you come onto the floor, find that stretch here and do that rather than it be too intense using that bench, okay? So do about 10 to 15 shifts per side. And then you're going to do down dog to world's greatest. So starting in tabletop, dig those toes in, press up and back, chest reaches towards your toes. Then you can pedal one heel at a time, or both heels gently down, but reaching and opening up the upper body first. Then you're going to step forward with one leg into a nice long straight lunge. Option to drop the knee. We're going to hang out here for a couple breaths, let those hips come forward. And then we're going to rotate and turn towards that knee, finding our end range. Coming back down, plank, pressing back to that down dog. Again, taking your time here. And then other side, again, option to drop the knee or keep it high, hips forward, and then rotate. And you're going to do that at least 2 times per side, maybe 3, whatever you have time for, whatever feels right, okay? Then you're going to go over and choose one of those V-snap variations. I want you to do 10, at least a set of 10, just to feel it out, make sure we're good with it. Burpees, I'm going to make you do a little burpees for the warm-up, so do 5 burpees, whatever variation you think you're going to do for the workout. And then you're going to build on those snatch progressions. And again, even if you're doing dumbbell snatches for today, this would be a really good one for you to just play around with a stick, okay, broomstick, whatever you have. So the progression would be starting with deadlifts, okay, so butt down, chest up, big belly, driving through those knees, squeezing your butt to stand. So just a snatch grip deadlift, doing about 5 to 10, and then starting from the hip and working your way up. So you start with muscle snatches, little bit of dip, keeping it nice and tight, okay? So we're trying to graze through and then punch the ceiling. Make sure we're not punching back, we're punching up. So locking those armpits down. So again, doing about 5 to 10 of those. Then we can start coming down to hang. Same thing. We can add that hop. Okay, so sort of do about 5 to 10 of these. Adding that hop for a power. Maybe going down to the full if that's what you think you're going to do today. And then moving yourself down to the starting position. Once you get to that starting position, I want you to be nice and slow to the knees. And then jump into whatever variation that you're going to do. Okay? Lots of times we speed it too fast off the ground and then it starts that disconnect. So we come here and it shifts out before we've even come through and then we're already forward. So we want to slowly to the knee, keep it in and tight, and then as soon as you pass your knee, that's when you can sort of jump and land. Okay? Lots going on today. Have fun with it. Lying rotations. If you have a favorite from the week, go ahead and do that. If you're not sure, then what I prescribed today was the tracing, so setting yourself up, anchoring that lower or those legs, nice good breath in, exhale, open up, so you're going to do traces, inhale, come back, doing about 5 to 10 of those, and then you're going to hold that open position for a minute or about 10 breaths, and then you're going to extend the legs straight, And then you're going to hold that for 10 breaths or a minute. And then you do the same thing on the other side, okay? Like I said, if you have something else that you want to do, of course, by all means, it's your workout. But have fun. Let me know how it goes. And we'll see you next week.